Hi friends, welcome back. Today I'll talk about this book, Unboxing Bengaluru by Malini Goyal and Prashanth Prakash. So this is a book which came out in June, very recently, and I got to know about this book from a podcast that I like, which is by Amit Verma, and that podcast is The Seen and the Unseen. And on that podcast, the writer Malini Goyal was featured. And it's a long form podcast where the writer discussed for more than 3 hours her journey as a writer. And she was a journalist with Economic Times earlier, worked with different economic papers and magazines for more than 25 years. And then she has written this book. It's a fairly thick book, you can see. Um, that's the writer, Malini Goyal, and the co writer, um, Prashanth Prakash. So, this book is um very interesting in the sense that it follows a certain format. So it brings you the story of Bangalore or Bengaluru as it is called now through the people of the city. So the book is divided into many chapters. Each chapter focuses on one aspect of Bengaluru. So, for example, if you mention Bengaluru to anyone today, the first thing that comes to mind is IT, Silicon Valley, IT hub of India, India's rising city, home to many startups. So there is a chapter which is one of the first chapters that is about uh, the the network effect of companies like Infosys and Wipro. So now, obviously, Bengaluru is got a huge base of companies, but if you go back 30 years, you will find that there were pioneering companies like Infosys and Wipro, which kick-started the journey of Bengaluru. So, one very interesting thing that comes out from that chapter is the fact that, unlike other cities in the whole of India, Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Hyderabad, and Kolkata, and many more, Bengaluru has got one unique thing. It's a city which has got access. So, you are a young person with an idea, and you want uh, to reach out to people with influence and money. A simple email would get you access to the top honchos. Now, that is something which is very interesting. It does not happen in other cities. So, there's a chapter about the fact that people who work together in companies like Infosys and Wipro, later they branched out on their own and they set up their own companies or venture capital funds. So it's a city which allows you access. It is a welcoming city. So in fact, today when you hear about the stories of Bangalore, Kannada language, and all those controversies, the fact is that Bangalore as a city has been in a large part built by people who have come to the city and made it their own. So in this book, there are chapters. Like I told you, one is about the network. Other is about startup couples. So very unique phenomena. A person starts a company, a startup, but in this book, the writer has gone and met people who are couples and who are running a startup. So it's a very interesting chapter about the dynamics of working together in a startup and then coming back home and venturing and navigating the relationship both at work and at home. The interesting thing about the book is that it has got chapters where the writer, Malini Goyal, goes out and meets people, listens to their story, and tells you the story. So it's a good, solid, old fashioned journalism at work. You are presenting facts. So this book is a combination of reportage, going out, meeting people, and combining that with data. So, for example, there's a data on uh, migrants coming into the city, businesses being set up, and other indicators. So, combining that with reportage, talking to people, listening to their stories, and narrating their stories. So, there is a chapter on the expats who have come to the city, their stories, how they made it their home. There is also a big chapter which will probably move you a lot. the unseen workers who drive the economy, helpers, drivers, ayas, cooks, the support staff. Mostly they are from outside Bengaluru and they are living in the city, and they have dreams and they find the city welcoming and accepting, barring some episodes that you keep hearing about. So there's a detailed chapter on that. Then there is a chapter on being single in the city. Again, a very interesting chapter. And then there is one very interesting phenomenon about Bangalore right now is that citizens are becoming aware. They are activist. They are acting like activists in causes which they believe in. Of late, Bangalore is feeling the strain of growth. Quick growth has brought in a lot of problems. So all that is very nicely discussed and detailed. A very readable book. It's like listening to stories of people who have been part of Bangalore. So I would recommend it. Read it. This cost me like 450 bucks. I ordered it on Amazon. You can buy it from bookstore or Amazon. It was delivered to me in a day. And interestingly, what they have done is they have created a project which is called Unboxing Bengaluru Project. It's a museum which is getting created. So it will have a lot of information and artifacts about Bengaluru. Some of them are discussed in the book. But this book is not about the history of Bengaluru. It's not a book about the landmarks of Bengaluru. It's not about what to see and where to eat. That is not there in the book. It is more about a socio political, cultural look at the city. And it's a book which got published recently, so it's very up to date. I mean, it's something which has been written in the last 3 4 years. And what else? So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the book. So please, I keep recommending to people read more. So yeah, this is an enjoyable book. I read it, and they have, I think, in the book uh, they have given a QR code also to access Unboxing Bengaluru. You can go to the website also. I think they have created a website. And now, just to give you a little bit of background on Bengaluru, because it's a city which I love, I keep going to. Uh, Till about like early 90s, the city was a pensioners paradise. People were living there, were essentially PSU employees. Interestingly, Bengaluru had a very, you can call it serendipity. So from 1930s onwards, a lot of public sector enterprises which were focused on tech were based in Bengaluru. So Bengaluru already had a base of companies which were in tech space. So the most well-known being Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL), and there were many others, including HMT. So these tech companies, in a way, laid the foundation for Bangalore to emerge as an IT hub. Bangalore had great weather. It still has great weather. It has got lots and lots of lakes, beautiful weather all the year around. In fact, the city was created in around 1520, 1530, uh, exactly 500 years back, by Camp Goda, a small chieftain. And his mother had given the advice when he asked her that he was founding a city, what advice would she give him? So Camp Goda's mother said, plant more trees, build more lakes. And that is a legacy of Bangalore. It has got beautiful green spaces. It has got lots of lakes, but those lakes are under attack now in the last 10 years because of unmitigated urban expansion. But that's something which is discussed enough on social media. I'll stick to the book. Interesting book. Please read it, discuss it, and yeah, tell me what do you think of Bangalore as a city. I love it. I keep going to Bangalore every few months. I'm a Delhiite, but I love Bangalore. So thank you very much for watching this small video, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.